Hey, what's going on YouTube? Yo, today I have my settings video updating for you guys. We're gonna go over my in-game settings, my video settings, and my key bindings here in this video. If you guys are interested and want to know anything about myself, want to know anything, how long I've been playing the game, I've been a day one player. I've been playing ranked every single season. So let's get right into the settings. So leading off with the gameplay settings, there are quite a few things here that are extremely important and are personal preference. So getting into it, the crosshair damage feedback. If you guys know, this is like the Modern Warfare 2 like hit marker. As soon as you hit a shot, it shows you that X. For me, I found that it's better to have it off from long range to medium. I find that my full auto sprays are a lot cleaner, so I have it off. Damage numbers are stacking. Weapon auto cycle on empty is on. Auto sprint is on. The jetpack control for Valkyrie I have on hold because you guys know Valkyrie is like meta in season 10 at the moment. Now this is one of the most important settings in the game. Taking damage closes the death box or the crafting menu. If you guys are trying to get an armor swap off in the late game in your ranked games and you go into the box, you try to get an armor swap and you take damage, it will take you out of the box instantly, faster than you can even react or blink. So have this off if it's literally impossible for you to get armor swaps off. It's extremely valuable setting to have. Performance display, this shows your FPS and your ping. If you are interested, say if you are lagging or your game feels super choppy, have this setting on, you'll be able to see. Tritanopia, no, I am not colorblind. If you guys are going to be asking, I'm rocking the Tritanopia colorblind mode, and that is because the colors are a little bit more vibrant to me, and I like that. They're a lot easier on the eyes. And when you are ADSing with certain iron sights or if the optics, your crosshair is going to be yellow instead of red. It's super situational, but there are other times where, say if you're fighting inside of a world's edge cave, or you can't see your target or your crosshair if you're on world's edge and you can't see it because like the lava, there's a lot of things that come into play. For me, with my crosshair being yellow, I find that it helps with accuracy immensely. So that is why I have that setting. We can go over the key bindings right now. I play on 1600 DPI with a 1.0 general sensitivity. Now I am a mouse and keyboard player, and I essentially have my whole arm from my elbow all the way up to my hand like on my desk. I lean forward and I'm very like into my game, my computer screen, and I find that makes it really good for me to swipe left or swipe right. Now a 0.7 sensitivity helps for tracking people over zip lines and over jump pads in the air. It's a little bit lower than my general sensitivity to kind of help with the smooth transition as they're kind of flying through the air. Getting into keybinds, a lot of people have been wondering, do you have scroll wheel on your jump? No, I don't. I'm not a competitive player. I don't really use my scroll wheel that much. If anything, it's used to like scroll weapons, like pulling my gun back out. But for a crouching to hold, I actually have it on the side of my mouse. Okay, so there is a top button is for my crouching, and then the bottom button is actually to know enemy pings, like hey, there's an enemy here, in case you're solo queuing or you're muted with your teammates in Discord. So I have this sliding. It kind of helps with the fluidity, the smooth movement that is in Apex. I have it on the side of my mouse. It's amazing. I love it. But I don't have jump on a scroll wheel. I have really big hands, but I don't really know how I would palm my mouse and still use the scroll wheel to jump every time. So I have it on spacebar. My tactical ability is Q. My ultimate is F. Pretty standard. It's around WASD when you're using the movement keys. Interact is E. Pretty standard. The map M. Going into your inventory tab. Pretty standard. The aiming down sights I have on hold, so as long as I'm holding down my right click, I will be aimed down my sights. It's not toggle. I used to like use toggle aiming in Rainbow Six Siege, but as I kind of played a lot of Apex and how like fast things happen, I switched to hold and I love it. So melee is actually on V. I can use my thumb for that. It's really close to my spacebar. R for reload, 1 to 2. If you guys don't know, holstering your weapons, okay? If you're running with a weapon in your hand, you're not running at maximum speed. So if you put your gun on your back and holster your gun and run with your hands, you'll be running a little bit faster if you're trying to be efficient. And I have that on 3 to holster my gun to kind of just be as efficient as possible. Grenades, swapping to G, it'll open up your grenade wheel. You can swap that. I have my survival item, my heat shields, and my mobile reses on X in case there are any situations where we win a team fight and the zone's coming, or we're in the zone and I'm about to, you know, fall over and get knocked. You can hit X with my index finger or whatever finger that I choose. It's really close around WASD, and you know, again, back to efficiency, right? My healing wheel I have on 4. I just select which heal that I have and then I can just press 4. But that's pretty much it for my key bindings. And getting into the video settings, now I just swapped on over to a 1440p monitor. I had a 1080p monitor, 240 hertz, but I just swapped to a 1440p 144. Now, as some of you may hear from that, you're like, wow, why did he, you know, downgrade his refresh rate? For me personally, I went to a season 3 early like capture event in LA for Apex Legends, and they had 1440p monitors there, and the way that the game looked and just the colors and everything looked incredible. So I just revamped my setup, swapping all of these to 1440p. Absolutely amazing. If you're into single player games, or you play casually, or you care about how your game looks, I highly recommend 1440p. But if you're looking to get into competitive, you know, you want to get that the highest refresh rate as possible to then like make your game as smooth as possible, I would recommend 1080p. That's just my opinion. You know, everybody's financial situation is different. I know the monitors can get pretty pricey on top of other peripherals and your PC. If you're just now getting into the computer scene, you know. But for brightness, 55%, a little bit brighter. It is default 50, just a little bit, but not too much. FOV, I have it on 100. I don't really like max FOV. I noticed that it kind of affects my shots in the center of my screen. That kind of extra peripheral vision really isn't worth it, in my opinion. You want to focus on accuracy and making sure that you're hitting your shots. So if you are missing right now, maybe lower your FOV, you may, you know, see an accuracy difference. The sprint view shake and all this stuff, you want to have it minimal. Settings are pretty straightforward. Everything is on low or disabled. My texture streaming budget, this setting is important because if you have this all the way low, your settings, your game, your rocks, your ground, your terrain, your buildings, your character skins on your weapons, they'll all look like Play-Doh. So if you're trying to get the maximum performance out of the game and out of your PC build currently, you want to have everything on low. This is what I'm rocking to where my texture streaming budget, so my game doesn't look like absolute Play-Doh. If I were to get, you know, squeeze a little bit more out, you probably go to none or very low. But for me, I don't like my game to look like complete Play-Doh, so I just have the streaming texture budget on low. Audio settings, I have it on 85%. I'm using earbuds. I swapped recently from a headset to earbuds because I was getting headaches from like my headband of constantly being on. There's really nothing special here in the audio settings, but that's basically it, man. Thank you very much for watching. If you guys want to see more content from myself, feel free to like the video and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching. See you in the future. See ya.